Jama'ah. Me? When I heard that news, I was sad, wallahi, but qadarullahi wa ma sha'ala fa'ala. نحن مستسلمون لما كتب الله لنا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وطيبا مباركا فيه. أما بعد. We're going to do our last installment, Ikhwani, of the 3 installments concerning the special qualities of the prophets and the messengers, salawatullahi wassalamu alayhim ajma'een, that we done. And then last week we did the special characteristics and qualities of our Nabi and our Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Today is the last installment of that series, and we're going to deal with the special characteristics of this Ummah. That this Ummah is not like any of the other Ummah that Allah Azza wa Jalla has sent prophets and messengers to. All of the nations had prophets, they had messengers who called to Tawheed. All of those nations that went before us had to worship Allah alone. All of the believers of those nations before us will go to Al-Jannah. So there's nothing that any of those previous nations stand out or above from the other nations. But this nation stands out and above from all of the other nations. And this is not just kalam or dars that we give and we hear and we learn. It's something that should make us feel that we have a sense of Allah showing his favors upon us and that we're Muslims. So as we live in this life, we have ups and downs, we have good times, bad times, trials and tribulations. It's very easy for people to get down on themselves. I know people who, the way they look at life, they always say, the glass is half full. I'm a bad parent. I'm a failure, and so forth and so on. And saying, no, you shouldn't look at it like that. You have to look at it as the glass is being half full, not just for kalam or for psychological well-being, because it's the reality. As long as we're on this side of the earth, you have a chance. Once you die and you're on the other side of the earth, then that's where the musibah starts. The other issue is, if you were to look at the favors of Allah Azza wa Jalla that he bestowed upon us, then we will never be able to enumerate and count the favors of Allah. And one of the greatest favors of Allah Azza wa Jalla is that we're Muslims. In addition to that, as being Muslims, we're not on khurafat, we're not on shirkiyat, we're not on innovations. We are on, inshallah, a dawah to salafiyah, which is what? The dawah of the kitab and the sunnah, the way those companions understood it. There are some Muslims who are out there, from our brothers and sisters, who curse the companions and they know not what they're doing. There are people who are out there, they're on this other stuff, and without condemning them and saying they're in the hellfire, because I don't say that. Allah knows who's in hellfire now. But if you were to tell them a dawah to salafiyah, the word itself would make them upset. Like Allah described the non-Muslims of Quraysh. If you were to tell them, say la ilaha illallah, or if you were to tell them, worship Allah alone, ishma'azzat qulubuhum, they get mad, they don't like it, they really hate it. If you were just to tell them, don't make shirk with Allah and call on the sheikh in the grave or call on your murshid or this or that, they get upset. And if they hear the word Salafi, they get mad. They really get mad because of shubahat and misunderstandings that are in their heart and in their heads. Part of the misunderstandings come from us in the way we deal with people. But part of those misunderstandings come from their issues. So the fact that we are in this ummah and we are understanding the importance of, we have to follow al-Islam the way those companions followed it. That's a ni'mah from Allah Azza wa Jalla. And this daros is from that bab. And this is the last one in this series. Inshallah, next week, we'll start something new. And your suggestions concerning what we'll start is up to you. I want to repeat once again, for those who are Salafi and those who are not Salafi, it is a ni'mah from Allah to realize the only Islam Allah is going to accept from us Yawm al-Qiyamah is Islam that resembles those companions. And this ummah is going to break up into 73 sects. All of them will be rejected except the one that's doing what I'm doing and my companions. That's Salafiyah. A lot of the people, they hear that word and their history and experiences with whatever, they say, I'm not Salafi, I don't want to be Salafi, and they're upset about that. That's a shubha. That person is miskeen. And I ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to guide all our brothers and sisters to a Salafiyah and not make us fitness for those people who, when they look at Salafis and what's going on and what has happened and how we are, they say, I don't want to be about that. Because the Salafiyah is al-Islam al-Musaffa. All of those other jama'at, they were started by a mu'assis who is not ma'soom, and they're taking an aspect of al-Islam to try to make it fit into the thing. And this is not what we've been commanded to do. We've been commanded, throw that word Salafi out of the window, get it out of your mind. I don't care. Practice al-Islam the way those companions practiced it. So the khasa'is of this ummah, special characteristics and special qualities of our ummah. For the first class, I didn't ask you brothers, give me some. Let's get through this and you guys give them to me. The second class, I didn't say, Fulan, Mustafa, give me one of the special qualities that's only for Rasulullah. I didn't do that. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This class, I would like to go around and say Hashim, Feroz, Abdul Hadi, you get ready to get up and go out. Don't go out, brother. I would like to go around, Fahid, Abu Anis, and go around and everybody say this one, that one, this one, because we're from this ummah. So it's something we should know. And I really don't think that what I'm going to share with you is something that you don't know. You heard it before, which goes to show the importance of us really tying up our shoestrings and really getting committed to learning and really writing down and memorizing and understanding these issues so that they become part and parcel of who we are. So I want to ask you guys, should we go around the room? Or should I just make the ilqa of the dars? Just give the dars. What you think, Sheikh Nazir? All right, at least, is it coming to your mind? Abdul Raqib, you have some idea, some of the special qualities of our ummah, no other ummah shares in it with us? You have some idea, I'm just asking, yes or no? You do? My man over there, Rida, you have any? Seriously? Ali Baba. At the top of the list, our ummah is unlike any other ummah according to the Quran, because Allah Azza wa Jalla said, Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhawna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. You, as an ummah, you're the best ummah that has been brought forth for the people. There's no ummah better than you. Not the people of Musa, Isa, Ibrahim, no other ummah. You're the best ummah, provided that you, why? Because you enjoin the good and you forbid the evil, and you believe in Allah. So if we don't make an amr bil ma'ruf and a nahy al munkar, we're not that ummah. If we don't believe in Allah correctly, we're not like that ummah. We're like those people. Bani Israel, they didn't make an amr bil ma'ruf. They didn't make a nahy al munkar. And as a result of that, Allah changed them into monkeys and swines. And he said that we're going to follow them in everything. So we have to encourage each other. We have to have advice. That's the first thing. Allah has established we're the best ummah. Number two, special quality is that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that khayru yawm tala'at fihi yawm al-jum'ah. The best day that Allah created, that the sun came out, is the Friday. It was on this day that Allah created Adam. It was on this day Allah put him in Jannah. It was on this day Allah expelled him from the Jannah. وَلَا تَقُومُ السَّاعَةُ إِلَّا يَوْمُ الْجُمْعَةِ. And Yawm al-Qiyam is on this day. He went on to say, اختلف الذين من قبلنا فيه فهدانا الله إليه. Those people went before us, they had ikhtilaf on this day, but Allah guided us to it. So the Jews, what's their favorite day? Saturday, Yom Sabt. Mentioned in the Quran. They used to come out fishing on Yom Sabt to this very day. The Hasidic Jews, they try not to do things. It's the Sabbath, Saturday. And the day for the Christians is what day? It's Sunday. But the day that Allah singled out for his worship is Friday. He guided us to this day and he misguided them. So this is something that's peculiar for our community, especially as it relates to the Yahud and the Nasara, Jews and Christians, because they're the main two other ummahs right now. That's the second one. The third one, Ikhwani, is very important. Allah made this ummah a witness over the other communities. He was sitting with his companions and there was a janazah that was being brought by, and the Muslims started saying what a good person he was, what a good person that Muslim was. He used to do this, he used to do that, and they remembered him in good, his neighbors and the people who know him in the community, people who knew him as a result of his akhlaq, as a result of his mu'amala with them. What a good person, what a good person. Rasulullah said, wajibat is wajib. Another janazah came by. The Muslim said, what a bad person he is. What an evil person he is. What a terrible person he is. He said, wajibat. Someone say, Ya Rasulullah, you said for the first janazah this and the second one that. Why? He said, because you people are Allah's shuhada in the earth. You people are Allah's witnesses in the earth. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. We have made you people Allah's witness in the earth, so that you would be witnesses over the other people, and the Messenger of Allah is a witness over you. The Messenger of Allah is a witness over you. There's another ayat about that. This is not the time for that, but there's another ayat of Abdullah bin Mas'ud reading the Quran to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he read Surah An-Nisa. Rasulullah said, Abdullah bin Mas'ud, read for me the Quran. I want to listen. He said, read it to you, and on you it was revealed. He said, I love to hear it from other than myself. And Rasulullah was the expert of the Quran, mujawwid, hafid, but he wanted to hear from someone else. He listens, he contemplates. So listen to the Quran has virtues, just listening to it. He came to the ayat, فَكَيْفَ إِذَا جِئْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ بِشَهِيدٍ وَجِدْتَ بِكَ عَلَى هَؤُلَاءِ شَهِيدًا. How is it going to be when we bring all of the nations, they will have their prophets and their messengers bearing witness against them? Their imams will come. The imam, the prophet, will witness against them. And we bring you, Ya Muhammad, over them as a witness. So the ayah, you people are Allah's shuhada, witnesses on all of the other people, and the messenger is a witness over you. He's going to be a witness over us, but we're a witness over the other people. And that's not for anybody else. There's a hadith, Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah will ask Musa and he'll ask the other prophets, did your prophet tell you the truth and did he relay the message? Musa's going to say, Labbaik wa sa'dik. Oh, here I am, my Lord. Did you relay the message? He will say, yes. Allah will ask his people, did Musa relay the message to you? They're going to say, no, he never told us the message. Allah will say to Musa, do you have any proof, any witnesses? He will say, Muhammad and his community, that Quran, and what we believe in that Quran. Rada, did Musa relay the message to Bani Israel? Naam, by the Lord of the Kaaba. By the Lord of the Kaaba, he relayed the message. And that's why in our religion, if you disbelieve in one of those prophets, you disbelieved in all of them. The Yahud, as we mentioned before, they say they believe in Musa, they don't believe in Isa, they don't believe in Muhammad. Salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. The Christians, they believe in Isa and Musa, they don't believe in Muhammad. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's a problem. Allah mentioned in the Quran, كذبت قوم لوح المرسلين. كذبت قوم لوط المرسلين. Lot's people disbelieved in the messengers. I'm going to ask you a question. Lot lived during the time of Ibrahim. He was Ibrahim's nephew. Sodom and Gomorrah was the time of Ibrahim. Did Isa, did he go to Lot's people? No. Isa came after. But when they rejected and disbelieved in Lot, they disbelieved in Isa, Musa, Muhammad, and everyone else. Everybody else. So as it relates to the issue of the khasa'is of our ummah, is that our ummah will serve as a witness over all of the other people, which brings us to another issue. And this is really important within our own ummah as well, on an international, universal, and historical stage. Rasulullah used the word len, which means it will never happen. He said, لن تجتمع أمتي على الضلالة. The scholar said this is one of the special characteristics of our ummah, that the ummah of al-Islam will never come together and they will never agree to something that's not right. It will never happen. In any masjid, in any country, in any community. As an African American revert, I accepted al-Islam with some African Americans who were with the community of Al-Imam Warith ad-Din Muhammad rahmatullah alayhi wa ghafarallahu lana wa lahu. They didn't have much knowledge, and they were all over the place knowledge-wise. They didn't have a lot of knowledge. And although the leader of that community was spewing a lot of things that were clearly not true, not everybody in that community believed what that man was saying. Not WD and not the imams after him, because it's not possible for Muslims to come together and to agree upon what is not right. I went to Jamaica, and you know, in Jamaica, weed, ganja, stuff like that is very, very popular. So a person is a Rastafari. He comes into the religion and he wants to change the religion, say from the permissible things is smoking weed. It's from what is from the earth. And Allah mentioned in this ayat, eat from what is pure and halal from the earth. And weed is from the earth is halal. He'll say that. He'll say that. But the other people in Jamaica are not going to say that. The other Muslims in Jamaica, they're not going to say that. Because it's not possible for our ummah to come together. Whereas Christians, they come together for dalal. Yahud, they come together for dalal. They believe, for an example, Muhammad is not a messenger. I never saw a Christian who believed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a Nabi and the Rasul, the last Nabi and the last Khatim of the Anbiya. I never saw that. I heard Christians who say he's a good person, he's a positive personality, but he's a Rasul and you have to follow him. They don't say that. Not to mention all of the other kalam that they have to deal with. So from the special khasa'is and special characters, qualities of our ummah is that our ummah will never come together. And this is important, especially for our shura in this masjid or any other masjid. If you are in a masjid and you have a shura and the leader of the shura, the way that things go is that they say, what do you think, Fulan? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Those people at that table, those people on that shura, it is not possible for them to collectively come to agree to oppress someone, collectively to come and agree to make a decision that's going to be a problem. It's not possible. There's always going to be someone, 2 people, 3 people going to say, I don't see it like that. That's the way our ummah is, and that's what Allah has made for our ummah. So that's from the special khasa'is of the ummah of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In addition to that, ikhwani, is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked his companions, would you people, or what's your opinion? Would you people like to be a fourth of the occupants of Al-Jannah? When the companions heard that question, they understood it to be a question that you are going to be the fourth of Ahlul Jannah. That's what they understood. When they heard that, they said, Allahu Akbar. They were happy that they would be 1/4. You have the Yahud, you have the Nasara, you have the other people. If you were to be 1/4, they started to say, Allahu Akbar. He says, sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, verily I hope that you're going to be a half of the people of Al-Jannah. So the people of this ummah, they have special qualities that are only for us. May Allah cause us all to die in Islam, in the dunya, and in the hereafter. And from the special qualities, the majority of the people of Al-Jannah are from this community. They will be half of the people of Al-Jannah. And we dealt with that when we talked about the Hawd. How many people will be at the fountain of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah will be the first one who knocks on the door of Al-Jannah. It will be said, have you been sent? He said, yes, I've been sent to knock on the door. He will be said to him, you are the person that I've been commanded. Don't open up the door for anyone before you. Open up the door, the Nabi will go in. The second group of people, the second person people go in, this ummah will be the first people that will go into the Jannah. This ummah will be the first people that will get over the sirat, Yawm al-Qiyamah. This ummah. So some of the khasa'is that the Prophet brought, sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wasallam, they are in the dunya and they are in the hereafter. And again, that's from Salam Abdullah. That's from the Salam Abdullah. That's from the favors of Allah Azza wa Jal upon this ummah. I want to ask you, brothers, anybody have any other special quality? Our religion and this ummah is the ummah that is in the middle. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِينَ. Guide us to the Sirat al-Mustaqim, not to the people who went astray. They are astray, the Christians or the people who Allah is angry with, the Yahud. The Christians went astray because they worship Allah, they don't have any knowledge. The Jews went astray because they have knowledge, they don't worship Allah. Our religion is the religion that's in the middle. In the middle as it relates to all aspects of Al-Islam. All aspects of Al-Islam. In the middle. The way the legislation is, the way we pray, how many prayers we have to make, 5 a day as opposed to 50. And making Tawbah, you don't have to kill yourself. You make Tawbah, you make restorations. As it relates to fasting, you fast, you break your fast, you get married to women. The other communities, Allah Azza wa Jalla, as we mentioned, the Prophet came sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he took off of this ummah the chains and the difficulty that was put on the other ummah. And Allah didn't put those chains on them except because of what their own hands put forth. So this is the only, from the khasa'is of al-Islam, is al-wasatiyah. And this is why Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he wrote a book of Aqidah. Anybody know what that book is called? Farzan. That talks about being in the middle. You know Farzan. Our religion is a religion of wasatiyah. Our Aqidah is wasatiyah. You can laugh, you can cry, you can eat, you can sleep, you can get married. You don't laugh all the time. You don't cry all the time. You don't sleep all the time. You never sleep. You don't never get married. It's always in the middle. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Nabi of al-Islam, the Rasul of Allah. We raise him up where Allah put him. We don't worship him. We have al-Wasatiyah. Al-Wasatiyah is in the middle. What's that book of Aqidah that Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah wrote? Abdul Shakur. What is it called? Anybody? Al-Aqidatu al-Wasatiyah. The Aqidah that's in the middle. If you look at all of these groups, the Khawarij, they make takfir of Muslims when Muslims make mistakes based upon a hadith. So they pronounce takfir on you. That's ghulu and that's astray. A Muslim can make a mistake and it doesn't go outside of Islam. You look at the people who are the Rafida, they curse and they hate the companions and they go extreme over to the side. And then their antithesis are the Nawasib. They love the companions, but they hate Ahlul Bayt. It's in the middle. The Murji'ah. The Murji'ah say, if you say La ilaha illallah, you're a complete Muslim, no matter what you do. Murder people, don't pray, don't wear hijab, make ghiba, namima, do whatever. But no. All of those madahib and all of those groups, they go astray. They got extreme. And I have to say this. As people who are Salafis, we can't be people who have ghulu. Our aqidah is in the wasat as it relates to Salam, Talha. As it relates to our sheikhs, as it relates to the hukam, as it relates to whatever. Stay in the middle. We don't make khuruj against those hukam. We don't talk bad against those hukam. But at the same time, we don't come across as if the hukam are the awliya of Allah. Don't do that. Stay in the middle. Anybody have anything else from the khasa'is of our ummah? اتفضل. We're the only ummah, and we mentioned this during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's his khasa'is. And this is why you could take some of his special qualities and attach them to qualities of his ummah as well. Because he said, the earth has been made to be a masjid and a purified for his ummah. So you can say that's from the special qualities of his ummah. But we're not going to repeat that after saying it was from his special qualities. So there are a number, but that's from them. Is that ours is the only book that has not been tampered with. So we make the iqbal and we turn to that book with yaqeen, that book with surety and certainty, that book is from Allah Azza wa Jal. So instead of repeating what we mentioned before, because it's repetition, we already mentioned the special qualities and characteristics of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We could put that with his ummah as well, with his ummah, but we're not going to do that. So, ikhwani, in closing out this topic of the khasa'is, this is from the bab of the ni'mah of us being Muslims and followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people who are upon his way and in his ummah, who believe in all of the messengers and all of the prophets of al-Islam, salawatullahi wassalamu alayhim ajma'in. So we should give the shukr of Allah Azza wa Jalla for that and be grateful. And also, I have to mention this, not always be so hard on ourselves. And that's the wasati of al-Islam. That's the wasati of al-Islam. Like I mentioned, there's a person who says, I'm a failure, I'm not a good parent, I'm not doing really well, look at my kids, look at me. He says that. And then there's the other one who says, I'm a Muslim, I'm in Jannah, everything I'm doing is correct. I'm in Jannah, I'm from the Firqat al-Najiyah. The Muslim is in the middle of having the wing of ar-raja, hope that Allah will forgive us, and fear that I'm going to be a failure. And we exist between those two. I say the glass is always half full, half full. Don't be one of those people walking around and your perception of life is everything is dirty. The Prophet, he mentions, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever looks at the people and he says, all of the people are destroyed, the people are no good. He said, he's the one who has destroyed them if you're walking around like that. The people don't know anything, they're no good. You come into our masjid on Friday, and in our masjid, this masjid, Masjid As-Sunnah, As-Sunnah, you'll find that just the etiquettes of Sunnah, we still don't really implement them. I remember I would come in, and I would say, move up, move up. And some people would just look at me, and then I start addressing the issue, and I lose 5-10 minutes addressing the issue. I just started saying, nah, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to leave Abu Asma. Can you please get up and tell them to move up so that I don't lose my focus and things. And if they still refuse to move, we can't say the people are destroyed. We just have to keep banging on about the same thing until the people get it, until we get on the same page. So we can't be those people who the people are no good and they're finished. Nor can we be on the people are all in Jannah because we're on this thing. Both of those situations are extreme and they are dangerous. Extremes, both of them are criticized and they're dangerous. All right, Ikhwani, if you brothers have any questions, inshallah, you can put your question forward. Will this ummah be the first ummah that will get through the hisab? That will be the first one? نتخلص من الحساب. Allahu Alam. I don't know off the top of my dome. Will this ummah be the first ummah that will get through the hisab? I don't know. Somebody look that up real quick. Look that up. Allahu Alam, Abu Anas. Will this ummah be the first one that Allah will judge and then the people from this ummah will get through and we're done first? I don't know. I know we're the first ummah that will be put in the Jannah, allowed to go to the Jannah. May Allah allow us to die and be people from this ummah. Any more questions? Atfaddal. And one of the classes of As-Sunnah, we talked about the Prophet's fountain, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rasulullah al-Mustafa mentioned, anyone who gets the opportunity to drink from his fountain will never be thirsty again. So does that mean they won't go to the hellfire? If you drink from his fountain, you won't go to the hellfire? Allahu A'lam. Allahu A'lam. Allahu A'lam. I don't know. They'll never be thirsty again. So does that mean they won't go to the hellfire? Because the people of the hellfire are going to be thirsty. And what they'll be given to drink will be hot, burning, molten, burning brass to burn their insides out. They want to get quenched from their thirst and they'll be burned. There's an ayat, something about and yastaghathu bima'in. Muhl lil wujuh. What's the beginning of the ayat? Can you find that ayat, Abu Anas? يستغيثون وإن what? If they ask for, find that ayah. Allahu A'lam. We'll look that up, inshallah. فمن مظاهر تكريم الله لأمة المحمدية أن يجعلها أول الأمم في الحساب، والدليل ذلك ما أخرجه الإمام مسلم من حديث حذيفة رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في حديث له: نحن الآخرون من أهل الدنيا والأولون يوم القيامة المقضى لهم قبل الخلائق. أول أمم حساب يوم القيامة. The first ummah that will have recognition or the reckoning يوم القيامة. The ummah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be the first ummah that will be held to account, and the first ummah that will be on the sirat, and the first ummah that will enter into the Jannah. And from the virtues of Allah Azza wa Jal on this Ummah al-Muhammadiyah is that Allah, as it relates to our chronological order, we're the last Ummah that came. We will be the first Ummah, inshaAllah, and the best Ummah in our position and our virtue. Although we were last in the dunya compared to the other previous nations. And the proof of that is what was collected by Imam Muslim from the hadith of Hudhayfa, may Allah be pleased with him. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said in the authentic hadith, and we are the last ummah in the dunya, and we will be the first ummah yawm al-qiyamah who will be judged before all of the other people. Also, Ibn Majah from the hadith of Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال نحن آخر وأول من يحاسب يقال أين الأمة الأمية ونبيها فنحن الآخرون الأولون صحيح الجامع. Another proof is the hadith of Ibn Majah. He said, we are the last ummah to come, and we will be the first to be held accountable. It will be said, where is the unlettered ummah and its prophet? أين الأمة الأمية والنبيها? Where is the unlettered ummah, the ones who can't read and write? He said, we are the last ummah, but the first ummah to be judged. Al-Albani said that that hadith was authentic. Another hadith, نحن الآخرون ونحن السابقون يوم القيامة بيد أن كل أمة أوتيت الكتاب من قبلنا وأوتيناه من بعدهم ثم هذا اليوم أي الجمعة الذي كتبه الله تعالى علينا هدانا الله له والناس لنا فيه تبع اليهود غدا والنصارى بعد غد. شكرا شيخ. أشكركم. That's something else. Something else about us being the last, but we're the first and we were guided to Jum'ah. So if they seek help, if they seek assistance, وَإِنْ اسْتَغَاثُوا وَإِنْ يَسْتَغِيثُوا يُغَاثُوا بِمَاءٍ الْمُهْلِ. We're not going to touch that one, inshallah. We're not going to touch that one. Fahd, you have any questions, Fahd? Anybody have any questions? All right then, inshallah. So we want to add on to that this will be the first ummah will have the hisab. May Allah Azza wa Jal make all our hisab hayyin, layyin, and may He not even give us hisab yawmul qiyamah. No hisab and no adab for what we did and what we didn't do, what we said, what we didn't say, and our mistakes and indiscretions, inshallah. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. If you brothers have any ideas, desires, what you want to do in the future, inshallah, these next weeks, the next series or whatever, let me know ASAP. ASAP.